Hello, Warpath commanders. This is just a situation update of our Aegean map. Okay, we are so at we started from here and we have done pretty well. SLTB were our neighbors from server 121. They fought really hard, but in the end we were able to keep our territory and the military lab and the blockhouse. In the sea, we did advance, but fighting TKTC, which are from same server of SLTV and their allies, fighting them here and then jumping back to land to push back SLTB, then jumping back to ocean to fight them, like losing villages there and losing villages here was making us run not only out of reserves but also the resources to keep building villages again and again. So in the end, we just thought it's better to just focus on the stronger force, which was SLTP, of course. So we let TKTC take the sea, which we will obviously Canada take. Blockhouse is open. We advanced. SLTB jumped on the other side, and SPT were caught by surprise. IEF are their allies, IEF, and SLTB and IEF advanced with the help of TKTC, and they all of them were here, and then they built the CC here, and they were able to do the pushback and everything. So they cut SPT off so they couldn't build inside, and they took their blockhouse. SPT had whole the area under their control before. They had their CC even here, but with SLTP and IEF push alongside TKTC, they were able to take back all this. We tried to fight them off, but it was not very successful. They were successful in doing this. So when the blockhouse was opened, SPD went on to build CC right next to central base. We tried to push as fast as we can. As you can see, we have built up to the central base right now. ANX are allies and they have taken their side and limited TKTC on the ground. And they've also built almost up to the central base. They ANX AWG are also allies, and they have also made their way through up to arms factory and almost to the central base. And so we have secured a very good position. SLTV fought really hard, they built really fast, but we were able to block like ANX, some of the SWAT, and majorly SPT were able to build their CC and block uh, SLTB right at this spot. So they got a lot of reserves, and they were uh, all their bases got blown up eventually, and they couldn't keep up. I IEF tried to help. They were alongside, with SLTB. They tried to help and everything, but and the other alliance, the Devil Alliance, they tried to build their CC around here, and they were stopped because this was very small sea village, and they couldn't put a lot of bases inside. Therefore, they just the time was too long for them to build the CC, and it gave our allies and us, some of our players moved there too to block the CC build, and then it was just like they were able to destroy all the bases and get rid of the CC. So we have done pretty well, much better than we expected actually, because yesterday was not a good day with SLTB building their CC here and IEF pushing all the way SPD villages down. SPD were limited to and their territory was even cut. So yesterday we couldn't yesterday was a setback to say the least. And then today we have turned tables around again, and central base gives the highest number of points, and therefore we have the central base and arms factories secured almost, and we have done pretty well so far. SLTB has been the main threat. They have fought really well, full marks to them for trying to keep up and fight. They're the hardest fighters. They have very active players. I have fought them before in a different alliance in previous C4, so I knew. But yeah, they have put on a very good show. Um, the other alliances, I think some of the TKTC players are good, but obviously they're not as good as like SLTV. Uh, they're from the same server 121, so like for a young server, they're doing okay. Like they're doing good actually, because most of the alliances are from like older servers and all that. Anyways, enough update of my map. Let's go to the legendary domain and see what's up there. Because the last time I checked, ooh, ooh, this is pretty bad. Okay, last time I checked, S40 had been dominating the map. They worked all their way through all this area to get to here and stop the CC of S21. S21 and F2P and this 13 alliance tried to block them, but they weren't able to block them. They have secured the Raman land base. S21 were able to take the. Who took the blockhouse? Okay, yeah, F2P took the blockhouse. That was expected. S21 built their CC right next to uh, the blockhouse. So this is, yep, this is where S21 is all concentrated now. But S40 have managed all the way to get inside up to here, which is strange. Okay, the problem with S21 is they have very strong individual players, but the group game, the army group game of S40 is just another level. Like they make 7 to 8 to even 10 army groups, so many lights, mid MBTs, helicopters, and all that, and then artillery and heavies and infantry and all that, that no whale can like stand in their way. So this is where it gets like freaking tricky. See, they just unstoppable. They just kept going through, right? Yep, they made all their way up to the arms factory, and they have secured the central base. So yeah, and as 300, they realized they came all the way from there. KJK have made their way to the arms factory. A44 have also reached the central base. Yeah, it's pretty much over for S21 and their allies. It's too one sided. I didn't expect it to be so one sided because just a few days back, F2P had all this area. F2P had the ocean, the interport was with F2P. F2P were all the way down to here, and I thought they are in somewhat decent position that at least they will be able to like get in through from this part. But it's over for them. Like, yep, it's over. How will they move forward from here? 300 are blocking their path. It's over. Yeah. This is pretty much over. Quite. Very strong players, 300 are very strong players. There's Sing Song. There's S40 group as well, so that's some KJK bases. It's pretty much over. They secured the blockhouse, but that was all they secured. They couldn't make a way inside. This was too lopsided. I didn't expect it to be so lopsided. Even though, like, S21 did lose previous C4 quite badly and lost their settlement. But I was expecting them to, like, put up a fight this time because F2B were their allies and F2P are, like, stronger than their previous C4 allies. And these 13 alliance is also better. Last C for the S21 had KJK as their allies, which are not that strong. There's few guys that actually are. So I was expecting S21 to do better this time. Like, I knew they can't win against 300 and S40, but still I expected them to, like, at least be able to secure their side and keep their train and at least try to get in from one side. But they have failed spectacularly. They have Wales, massive players, S21, very strong guys, but the problem is they play individual game, mostly defense. Like, they sit and wait to be attacked. So the enemies lose their troops and all that. Or they try to attack in, like, one-on-one. Which is, like, great and all, but the game favors groups right now. This is their leader. So this is the problem with S21. Very strong players, but not as good as S40 is at making and keeping the groups. Because S40 makes lots of groups and they manage them so well. See, the individual players are quite huge. But the problem is individual players don't always, like, win even if you are huge. Because army groups make huge difference on the battlefield nowadays. This is S40's leader. So this is pretty much settled. S21 and allies have lost. And yeah, this is very much it on their map. So this is it. I might upload some fight later, but I don't know if there would be any fight. If there would be any fight, because we have to concentrate on our own map and I can't keep looking on this map.